Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to Rink Rookie, a guide to the NHL. I am your co-host, Ashley.
And I'm your other co-host, Arielle, and welcome to our podcast.
Welcome back.
We're back.
There's lots and lots to catch up on. There's been lots of hockey, and I think it's been 2 weeks since we last caught up, but we're gonna change things up a little bit instead of slogging through the game stats. We've got something different this week, so very excited about that. But before we get into that, Arielle, how have you been?
I've been good. I was in California for a quote-unquote vacation, and I say that because I was put to work the entire time I was there. But it was fine. I was helping my family with some stuff. My sister graduated college, so it was all fun.
Oh yeah, congrats to her.
Yeah, but I mean, other than that, I just had a good time with like family and then helping my sister out with some stuff. So other than that, I've been pretty far away from hockey, literally no time to breathe, let alone sleep. So yeah, that's what I've been up to.
So this is a catch up for you as well, then.
Yeah, I kind of put this, I think I told you, I was like, I kind of put this doc together. It kind of gave me a chance to like look at who the heck was playing and what the heck was even happening. Because I think I only watched, I do want to say like one game, and it was like when the Stars and Avalanche were playing, and I was with my sister doing something, and it was literally just like the last 3 minutes, but they were going into like an OT. So it's like, I don't have time for this.
So much has happened since then because we are now getting down to the last bits of the third round. So lots and lots to catch up on.
And Ashley, any updates?
I think I've been to a couple Firebirds games since we last talked, to the second round of the AHL Western Conference playoffs. Saw the Coachella Valley Firebirds play the Ontario Reign in their last game of the season, and they swept, so that was really cool. And then I went yesterday to an actual game in the Coachella Valley and saw them play the Milwaukee Admirals, who are the farm team for the Nashville Predators, and they won their second game in this. I think we're in the third round right now for them. So that's been pretty cool. I've been to 3 AHL barns, I guess I'll use that term, and this one was by far my favorite. And I'd been to Climate Pledge Arena, so it kind of gave the same vibe, which was really cool. Lots of indoor outdoor space, which I really like, which is something I guess we can utilize here in Southern California. Yeah, it was really good. So that's about it. Been watching most of these games actually. So
I didn't know who the Milwaukee, because I see them on
Admirals.
TikTok, but yeah, but I had no idea who their NHL partner was. So good to know.
Yeah, I got to tell someone yesterday who their affiliate was, because she's like, who are they even with? I would have thought they were with the Red Wings or Detroit. So there's not an AHL team in Wisconsin, but I guess it's kind of close to Michigan. So I guess maybe you'd think it would be the Red Wings, but it is not, is the Predators. AHL teams aren't really like within the same state like most of the time. That's an interesting little fact that I've picked up going through these AHL games and stuff. I really like the AHL like setup and all their teams and stuff. So maybe I'll deep dive into that a little bit more next season. That'll be cool to keep up with, because I really do like the Firebirds and their whole shtick. There's been a lot of drama going on with them and the Admirals, so we're not here for that, but it's been really interesting if you want to look it up on your own. Lots of Twitter drama.
Oh, now I'm intrigued. I have to look it up.
Yeah, their Twitter admin for the Admirals is very like Gen Z and like clapping back all the time. Yeah.
I will be looking that up. Say no more.
Yeah, so if you want a little hockey drama, definitely look at that. I thought it was pretty funny. But yeah. Okay, so I guess we're going to get into this now and start catching up with what we left off at, which was round 2. So the last episode was our really?
Yeah, that's the last episode.
Shut the F up.
But that's the last time like you and I like actually talked about game.
Oh
I
my
went
God.
through our docs to see what's the last game we talked about, and the last game we talked about was on May 9th.
So it's been almost a month of games, which is so crazy because like I feel like so much was even happening before that.
It happened
I
so
guess
fast.
The end of the season was April 18th. So it's like 2 months of playoff hockey, almost 3, because we're going to talk about the schedule for the Stanley Cup Stanley Cup Finals that they released. So I think the last date is like June 24th if it goes that far. Our last game we chatted about was May 9th, and it was still when the Canucks and the Oilers were playing, and then the Avalanche and Dallas were playing. Oh boy, yeah. So Western Conference, Stars versus Avalanche. The series went to 6 games. The Avalanche won 2, Dallas won 4. The final game was on May 17th, and the game went into second overtime, and the final score was 2-1 with Dallas winning. That was so devastating and heartbreaking, and I definitely God, the second overtime was wild. I watched the first couple periods at a bar eating dinner while my friend went and saw a movie, and then I ended up leaving because the bar started to get full and I felt bad, and so I left and I just like had it on my phone watching on a bench by the movie theater. But then by the time she got out, the game still wasn't over. There was a goal that got called back when we were pulling into our apartment, and then I think by the time I got back into the apartment, Matt Duchene had got the game-winning goal, and it was just like him, and just like it made me so upset.
Because then I text you because I didn't know what was happening. Like I feel so
Yeah.
lost like in these games because like, and I feel bad because I didn't get to watch. But I do remember the second OT you texted me. I think I texted you and I was like, "They're still going," and you were like, "Yep." Because I was expecting for like a final score and there was nothing yet, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like how the hell are they still playing?" It was so late.
Yeah, I don't even feels like a good just like way to end it because it the Avalanche, like, I don't know what's like. I mean, they lost one of their top scorers, and I just feel like a lot happened to them in this like sense of just like whiplash, maybe, and they just weren't prepared for. And so they were just trying to play catch up with that, and it was rough.
I was talking to somebody today, and they were like, I don't think that Dallas like beat the Avalanche. I think that the Avalanche just lost to the Stars. They're like, does that make sense? And I'm like, yeah, that does make a lot of sense.
It does make sense.
Especially with how they're going on currently.
Yeah, I saw this really good tweet. Well, let me see if I can find it. Okay, so he said, the Stars were an older team that had to get through two pretty rough teams to get here, and it's starting to show. The Oilers have made them get uncomfortable by getting out some leads, and the Avs just weren't able to do that. It didn't really hit me that most of the Stars team is pretty old. I don't think they're like one of the highest ages, but it's pretty up there as far as like veterans go. And then someone went on to say Dallas treated the Avs as their conference finals, and now they're going to pay for it. I think Florida's going to roll out either team no matter how like it pans out because they just look so good. They paced themselves, I think, really well. Anyway, just not my personal thoughts, but I think it's interesting to see things like that because it kind of makes you realize and like look at a bigger picture as opposed to like I'm seeing it as a lens that I want these teams to win and I don't really care about how the other teams lose. Though I really don't want this Edmonton-Dallas series to go to 7, I think.
I don't, but I was kind of, honestly, I was torn between that Stars and Avalanche series because I feel like either of them could have won and I would have been like content, but I was sad. I'm like, I think I would have been sad in either way with who lost, but I did totally expect that to go to the 7, like easily to the 7. The fact that like it barely went to the 6 was kind of like sad.
Yeah, I feel like the Avs just didn't start showing up until later, and you can't do that in this situation. I think we maybe talked about that last episode.
So still in the Western Conference, the Canucks versus Oilers. This series went to 7 games. The Canucks won 3, the Oilers won 4. The final game was on May 20th. That game ended in regulation with a final score of 3-2 with the Oilers taking it. I was sad.
Shocked. Honestly, shocked. After that rough, I can't get that out of my mind. They're like rough start to this season. And anything after that has just like not clicked in my brain that they're like really, really good. And so I'm like, Oilers? Oh yeah. Like they had that like 9-game losing. I don't know if it was a streak, but they like lost out of like their first 13 or 15 games. It was like 9 and then like 1 and 4. I don't know. It was just like, I know we talked about it first last year.
I knew it was odd because I think I was like, I'm not really fond of this team, but I know that they're not this bad. Like, what is happening? But I also feel like they also got like really good, and like the Canucks, it felt so unlucky. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, it was like it went through 3 goalies. The fact that they made it to 7 games mostly with their baby goalie was honestly insane. And I was like, at that point, once I saw that he was in for that game 7, I was like, you know what? No matter what happens, he made it this far, and I am so proud of them.
That was so cool to see him like really step it up for them. I really hope he stays with them next season. He gets like to be like stay up with them as opposed to going down to the AHL team where he was. But then like losing Demko and then Besser for that last game.
Yeah, that was brutal.
So rough.
Yeah, and then when I saw that Besser was out, I was like, ugh, I can't bring myself to watch. Yeah, I think JT Miller's exit, and I was like, yep, I'm done. I can't watch these.
There was, I think, did I send you the one where I was like, I think he's crying, and I was like, this is the time to stay up if if you want to look.
Yeah, and I think you also sent me garlands, and I was like, I can't do this.
Oh
It was
yeah.
so sad. Also, I'm like, I don't think I can do this with. I was like, the Canucks aren't even like my number one team. I would say they're like maybe like number 2 or 3, depending on the day. But like, I'm like, I don't think I can handle. I don't think I can handle the Devils in the playoffs. I want to lose
Yeah.
it.
Do you think you'd get mean and like nasty about it?
I don't know. Honestly, I really don't know. I probably, because I could have a tendency, like, but I'm also like, I don't know, I'm really good at like now reeling it in my own head, so maybe I can kind of control it, but I don't know. I just can't. I would be too emotional.
There's always next season. Because you guys got a new coach, I guess, just to throw that out there, that the Devils, they got a new coach. And my team, the Kraken, also got a new coach because there were like 17 coach firings this season.
Oh yeah, so
Not that this is part of this, but just to throw that in there. I guess maybe we'll do a news roundup maybe when the season ends to like end our season. I don't know. Something to think about.
So with that, in the current Western Conference final, it is now the Stars versus Oilers. Game 5 put the Oilers in the lead, and the series is now 3-2 with, again, Oilers in lead. Game 6 will be on June 2nd, so that's tomorrow. We're recording right now on June 1st. So that's how that's going.
And just to like throw this out there, they win tomorrow. They're going to go to the Stanley Cup final. And it's been interesting to watch this series and then the Western versus the Eastern, because every time the Panthers have won, the Oilers have also won. So there's like some soul bonding. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So the Eastern Conference, where we left off, it was the Rangers versus the Hurricanes, and the series went to 6 games miraculously. The Rangers won 4 and the Canes won 2. The final game was on May 16th. The game ended in regulation with a final score of 5-3, with the Rangers winning.
I didn't think that at that point, I didn't think that the Canes were going to make it through. That's why I said miraculously. They made it to 6 games, but I will say that the Canes, out of like everyone I get, at least in the second round that I saw, the Canes really like tried, but I was also saying, like, they're not ready. If they can't make it past this, can they make it past the next round? Like, there's no way. And it was proven.
I just feel like they weren't strong enough.
Messy plays, like, from what I did see, it just wasn't, it was just too messy. I'm like, you can't be this many little messy plays this late in the game. Like, there's no way.
Yeah, now that you say that, the word messy is a good way to describe how the Avs were playing against the Stars in their games. It was just like passes weren't making it and plays were kind of being fumbled, and it just like, yeah, it felt messy is a good way.
I feel I watched a lot of that. I'm trying to look at these round 2 games. I really only was watching like the Canucks Oilers and Rangers Hurricanes. Honestly, watching the Rangers was a little painful, but I did it.
So proud of you. God's strongest soldier.
And I had to stop.
I did watch more of these Panthers games because I enjoy the Panthers. So it's definitely been easier to like take in, but I don't necessarily enjoy it, but now it's over. So small miracles. So the Panthers versus Bruins series also went to 6 games. The Bruins won 2 and the Panthers won 4. The final game was on May 17th. The game ended in regulation with a final score of 2-1, with the Panthers winning. In the current Eastern Conference final, it is the Rangers versus the Panthers. The Florida Panthers took the series lead in Game 5. Game 6 happened today, June 1st, and Florida won. So they are the Eastern Conference champions for the 2nd year in a row. Happy for them. Lots of rats on the ice tonight.
I will say that the Panthers Bruins, like, I was so bored. Like, when I did watch the series, I was so bored. Like, something just felt off. Like, the Bruins weren't playing like how I saw them all season, and then the Panthers were just dominating them, and like, that just wasn't entertaining.
I feel like Bruins fans were like mad about it and like mad at the Panthers, but like at that point, I just feel like the better team obviously won. I'm sorry your team decided to not show up. That's kind of like, I can totally admit that the Avalanche were not playing their best. They were not like I said, they were sloppy and messy, and if they had won, I don't think they would continue to win. And so it just, obviously the better team won. I have no hard feelings about that. It just like is. But I feel like Bruins fans are just like, it was the rest, it was this, it was that, and it's like, why can't you just like accept the fact that your team wasn't doing well?
They left Swayman out to dry, and I felt so bad. Like, he worked so hard, and I think even if I don't like your team, I think even tonight, like, seeing Igor Shesterkin, like, just with his head down, I'm like, damn, because these goalies work so hard, and it's like their team, I feel like the Bruins anyway, like the Bruins like team definitely let Swayman down, and it was so disappointing.
Was it? I keep seeing those memes like, which goalie deserves a gun? And I'm just like, I mean, there's a good handful, but I think Sway definitely deserves the gun more than the rest of
Give
them.
it to him.
So, Eastern Conference champions, Florida Panthers. We will find out the Western Conference champions tomorrow, June 2nd. So, it's going to be the Dallas Stars or the Edmonton Oilers.
I'm nervous.
I'm nervous and excited. And like I said, the Panthers, every time the Panthers won, Edmonton is also won. So, I'm hoping they keep that going. I want it so bad. I don't want 7 games. I want what I want. And I want it to end tomorrow.
I feel like we're a little torn there. But yeah.
You want torn in the fact that you want 7 games?
I think I'm kind of rooting for Dallas.
Okay, all right. Plead your case. You plead your case, and I'll plead my case. You have the floor.
I don't want to plead my case. I just want Dallas. Actually, no, I have pleaded my case privately with you, and I don't want to say.
Let the people know. It doesn't matter, because by the time this goes out, the game will have already happened, so it doesn't matter.
That's true. But no, I don't want. I've told you privately that I don't want the Oilers to win, because I was like, as long as Evander Kane and Corey Perry on that team, I do not want them to win. I'm so sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I don't give a shit about everyone. I'm like, sorry, they all have to lose as long as they're on your team.
It's funny you say that, because I saw someone that was like, they listed 2 shitheads from each team. And they're like, no matter what happens, one of these guys, like 2 of these guys, like 2 of these terrible guys are going to win a cup. And it was, I cannot remember. But the 2 on the Stars were Matt Duchene and Jamie Benn.
Jamie Benn, yeah.
I get it.
But yeah.
Okay. And I think I've told you this also privately, but if Leon Draisaitl, I feel like if he doesn't, they don't win the cup, he's gonna leave. And can you imagine Connor McDavid without his like bestie?
No.
Okay.
But the drama of it.
No! I don't want no.
Ashley has invested into Leon and Connor, and honestly, I support, but also I'm messy. So what did you compare it to? You're like, can you imagine it? Who did you say? Did you say Nico Jack?
I think so. No, it was Nico Jack.
You were like, imagine if Nico Jack got separated. I was like, oh, that would be devastating. But it would, the drama. And she was like, no.
No, I don't know. You can go back and listen to old episodes. You do what you want to do. There is on record me saying, I don't like Connor McDavid. I think he's annoying. Like, no real reasons to not like him, but like not liking him. Go back.
The tables
They're
have
there.
Turned. It's
tables
so
have turned
fun.
and flipped and been upside down because I'm here and I am sad.
Connor was just annoyingly good, and that made me mad.
Yeah. Oh my god. So yeah, one of the guys at work was like, okay, so who's left in the thing that you're like into? And I was like, he's like, oh yeah, you like the Oilers. And then he went on to just like only not like them because they always beat the Kings. And he's like, yeah, I hate Connor McDavid. I'm like, okay, can you like give me like an actual reason, or do you just not like him because he's good? Like if he's an awful person or he's done something and you don't like him for that, totally valid. I want to know. But if you just don't like him because he's good, okay, like whatever. And he just doesn't like him because he's good. And that's been most people that I've like talked to in person about it, because people come up to me at work now because of hockey and stuff, and I'm just like, if you don't like him, can you just like tell me why? And even if when I didn't like him, I could tell you why, is because he's just like around all the time, which was the same way I felt about Connor Bedard, is that like he was just thrown in my face so much that I was just like tired of it. But it's not his fault, and I've come to realize that. So we love growth here. But however, it is a person thing, it's not a team thing. So if when Connor McDavid, Liam Draisaitl, whatever, they leave, I'm off the Oilers train. Like, I don't care. Because some like, and I think you and I have had this conversation where it's like, are you in it for the team? Are you in it for like a certain player? And this is the players. It's not the team. But the Kraken, I feel like, is team, not the players.
So. Yeah. I get that. Other than that, the Panthers, though, we're totally on the same page.
Oh, yes. I love them. I've also gotten, like, sucked in a little bit to them, like, Matthew Tkachuk and, like, his, like, the found family that I felt with the Panthers, like, watching them and hearing Alexander Barkov talk about them and, like, him as a captain, and how I just saw an interview today about him talking about Matthew, like, coming into the team last year, and the way he spoke about him and how it felt like they'd been friends for years, and it just, like, I was like, I really like them, and I really want them to win.
I will say, like, yeah, this series, at least kind of like watching interviews and just like watching them, Barkov wasn't my favorite. I don't think I publicly said it, but I know privately I haven't said it publicly, I've definitely said it in the Discord though.
I don't recall that, because I feel a little upset about it.
I have said mean things about Barkov. I'm not going to say what I said, but I
I'll have to go back.
I will say that he has kind of grown on me again as a person, like Ashley has said. Like, as people, we're kind of like just watching them like go on these little journeys, like the Stanley Cup's not a huge deal. And I'm like, I kind of have a little bit more respect for him. So I'm like, okay, maybe I don't hate you. But yeah.
I think we can both agree that we want the Panthers to win in some capacity. So if it comes down to Dallas and the Panthers, you're going to go for Dallas?
Dallas and the Panthers? Oh, I don't know. I think I might actually go for the Panthers.
Okay. I mean, the Panthers don't have a cup. That is always a like thing in the back of my mind with these teams. I'm like, do they have a cup? Because then they deserve one. But Dallas does. Granted, it was like 94 or something. But
have you noticed that that's the difference between women watching sports versus men, though? No offense to the men that watch our podcast, but maybe have some self-reflection if need be.
Yeah.
But like,
there's not a lot of self-reflection, I think, in sports, or maybe, I don't know, it's just like I've noticed also in the playoffs, and I don't think this is like normally during the season, but like the goalie taunting, where the crowd will just taunt the other goalie's like name. I hate that. Especially
I don't like that at all. I just saw that. I was like, what? That's not fun to me.
Yeah, I noticed it obviously when I went to the playoff game, and they're like, Talbot, like, what? Leave him alone. I hate the Kings, and I have always said that. But to taunt their goalie really made me upset.
Like, I mean, I don't like the Rangers, but I mean, I'm not gonna. I don't know. It just feels.
I won't participate. I will not participate.
It doesn't seem fun. Almost a little. I don't know if redundant's the word, but like, it just doesn't seem for me. Like, I can't do that.
No, you're trying to get in his head, I guess, quote unquote, is the purpose of it, but I don't think it's really working.
Also, he's a really good fucking goalie. Like, I'm not. Like, let's be real. Like, we're not getting in his head. If he's on an off day, that's on him. Like, not on the fans that are screaming at him.
Exactly. Like, I don't think your chanting is the reason he didn't have a good play or whatever.
Exactly.
Don't give yourself that much credit. So I guess all this to say is that the Stanley Cup final schedule has been released now that we're down to the wire. Arielle, let's get it going. What do we got?
All right, all the games we're going to be starting at 8 p.m. Eastern time, so that's 5 p.m. Pacific. Game 1 is going to be on Saturday, June 8th. Game 2 will be on Monday, June 10th. Game 3 will be on Thursday, June 13th. Game 4 will be on Saturday, June 15th. And then tentative schedules for Game 5, 6, and 7 will be the 18th, 21st, and 24th. So the Stanley Cup is either going to end on a Saturday or a Monday if it goes to 7. So we'll see.
I am booked and busy those days. Don't bother me. I will be sat and nervous the entire time.
Yeah. Do you want these last games to go to 7, or do you want it to end in 4?
I mean, these last couple of games have ended in 6, so maybe I could see 6. Okay. I don't really have a preference as how far it goes. Yeah, I guess it just depends on who it is too. So maybe I'll have a different tune once we find out what's happening these next couple of days, or maybe even tomorrow, as far as the Oilers or the Stars taking it.
The Game 6 ending would be on a Friday. I wouldn't hate that.
I wouldn't either, because then you get the weekend, you know?
The weekend to celebrate or mourn.
Exactly. You've got plenty of time to just like get all your feelings in check and go back to work on Monday if you have a normal 9 to 5.
So that's our quick little catch up, and that's what you missed on Glee.
Not too bad. I mean, I think we covered most of it with a little here and there of our own stuff.
I know. I was like, I didn't get to watch like anything. So I'm like, I really have no idea what was even happening. So I'm like, I don't have much to say on the games itself. And even if I did, I'm so tired. I've burnt out. I don't remember.
No, I totally get you. It's a lot, and they've been every day, but just like alternating games. And so there's no downtime still. So, I mean, I guess we'll get downtime once the finals start, but I think that's going to be all from us today. Hopefully you got all the information you wanted. If not, NHL app is great as far as like plays and stuff if you're missing any of these games. So Arielle, where can the people find you?
The people can find me on Instagram and TikTok at it's Arielle Garcia, ITSARIELLE Garcia, and then on Twitter at Arielle Garcia. And you?
I am AENEWBY on most platforms, Twitter, Instagram. I'm also Knives Are Out on TikTok. Just post warm-up content. I guess maybe I should post some of the Firebirds content I got these last couple games I went to. So make sure you're following us on all of our socials at Rink Rookie Pod. That's YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, or X. And then like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.